Okay, so this is another mindset video like the last one I did recently. You might want to go and check that one out as well on our channel, Betfair Trading Community. Subscribe to us and you'll get all the updates. The key thing here, I'm going to talk about starting with bias, okay? So yeah, let's get into this and do some training on how we can sort our mindset to become like a professional Betfair trader. So I want to talk now about cognitive bias. Several cognitive biases can sabotage a trader's decision-making process. Number one, confirmation bias. This is when traders unknowingly lean towards information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs. So let's say I think Man United are a really good football team. They should win every game. And then I start trading and they win their first game 4-0. That confirms what I've believed. Therefore, I tend to believe it more. We have to be a bit careful with these assumptions. Again, that's not enough data to start to think this is going to be the trend forever, because you'll then get a result like when Man United played Brighton and Brentford last season and got hammered unexpectedly. Number two, loss aversion. The pain from a loss often feels twice as intense as the joy from a similar gain. So the pain of losing money feels worse in terms of emotional highs and lows. It's kind of low, it gets really low on the scale. And then when you win, yeah, you're pleased, but you're not as pleased as you were distraught. Your emotions are much stronger when you're losing. And that's not good. We need to balance that out and go, yeah, that's nice. So, I mean, the best traders in the world will tell you, oh, I had a good day today, and that's about as good as it will get in their head. And then when you have a losing day, yeah, I had a losing day today. Now, I'm not expecting you just to get to that level of kind of robotic emotion instantly or even ever, but it's about starting to balance it. Sure, I don't like losing days. I still don't like losing days, but the reality is they don't change anything. I don't go, oh, I had a losing day, I better up my stakes to try and win the money back. Oh, I better quit that system even though it's been doing well before now. Oh, this has been losing for 2 days in a row. How's that even possible? It's supposed to be a good strategy. I better just bin it, bin everything, bin my trading, and sack off Betfair. I know this stuff sounds exaggerated, but the amount of times I've heard people actually do this is scary, because you cannot let a defeat just ruin you as a trader when you might have really good trading potential, but you'll never know because you never let your potential get tapped out. It becomes untapped potential. Number three, cognitive bias, herd mentality. It's risky to follow the crowd, especially if it means deviating from a well-laid plan. People like to follow the crowd. People like to do what other people do. They make it makes them feel like they fit in. Hey, look, everyone's back in Man United. I should do that. Hey, everyone's back in this horse. It's 1.3. It can't lose, can it? It can. Trust me, it can. We've all been there. But the reality is, especially if your trade starts going south, I know it's really tempting. Let's say you've backed something at 1.5 and suddenly the odds have shot out to 3.0. And rather than either let it ride it out and see if it comes back or take a loss, you panic and you go, well, obviously the other one's going to win now. I'll lump loads of money on the other one to not only make up for the loss that I would incur if my original selection won, but also to still make a profit. And because the other odds are 1.5, I've now ended up backing two things at 1.5. I've got to keep putting more and more money on to make money with this particular trade. And suddenly, your original pick comes back and wins it, and you lose loads of money on a trade that you would have made money on if you'd stuck to your guns. I see this so often, and it's a cognitive bias. You made the trade for a reason, right? You chose this trade either because you're following a successful strategy with it, or because it's something that's worked for you a lot in the past, or because you know something about this event that makes you feel like that's a good trade. And then just because it doesn't start to go to plan, why does that automatically mean the other selection is definitely the right one? And why would you then risk loads of money going against your original play? It doesn't make sense, but so many people do that. which is why you need to develop your own trading strategy. I just think it's essential that traders have a strategy. They get their selections. I think if you can get that stuff automatically once you've created your strategy, like in the Betfair trading community software, that's why we made it that way. We didn't make it that way just to go, hey Ryan, I've got an idea of something we could sell to people. We made it that way because actually I said to Ryan, before I'd even joined Betfair trading community, I said to Ryan, I think this would improve our trading. I think this will make us more money. And as pro traders, you've always got to be thinking about that, right? No matter what level of trading you're at, what can improve my trading? I'm still thinking about that every day. It's really important to create your own strategies. Okay, here are some traits of successful traders. Emotional discipline. We've talked a bit about this, haven't we? Top traders keep their emotions in check and never let them influence trading decisions. Listen to that. They never let their emotions influence trading decisions. And that is crucial. Number 2, growth mindset. They believe in continuous learning and adaptation. That's the thing, right? How many people would become a pro trader and then stop trying to learn? I've seen good traders go by the wayside. There was a cricket trader last year, quite a well-known one. And he just went, there's no money in cricket trading anymore. I'm going to quit. And that was just like rubbish. Like, there's loads of money in cricket trading. In fact, there's millions and millions of pounds traded on it. And if you're on Betfair trading community, you'll know if you're part of the cricket forum that there's loads of us on there who make plenty of money trading on cricket together. And because it's such a good group on there, such a group of, clever cricket traders, but using fairly simple strategies that I've talked about in videos and podcasts. This isn't secret stuff. But here's someone who'd stopped doing the continual learning, who'd stopped trying to learn and adapt to situations, and just went and took the kind of, it's a cop-out. It's a cop-out. There's no money in it. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And that's the thing. What people tend to do is when they suddenly aren't as good at something as they used to be, they blame that something rather than look inward. Why isn't this guy working on improving as a trader properly and adapting to the conditions? That's a question I'll have to ask them. I don't know them, never spoken to them, and that's why I talk about this, because I have no bias added to this situation. Number 3, resilience. They have the mental fortitude to bounce back from losses and setbacks. Hey, look, I think human beings in general are incredibly resilient. What we aren't good at necessarily is realizing that. So we've all had horrific loss in our life, right? Unless you've had an incredibly fortunate life, you've not had a loved one very close to you die. If you're my age, so I'm nearly 40, I would be surprised if you hadn't had at least one really close person to you die. And if that's not the case, then good luck to you. But maybe you had, a girlfriend or a wife that you loved to death and they left you, or it just didn't work out and you split. We all bounce back from that stuff, and it's not easy, right? But trading, you can have that resilience as well. Losing day, think about it that way. Think, okay, I've had a losing day, now I need to learn how to cope with that and start to work out some resilience so that next time it doesn't bother me as much. And trust me, over time, you keep doing that and you're clever with what you're doing, it won't wind you up. The only time it really winds you up is when you start doing stupid things. I'm gonna do all these silly trades and blah, blah, blah. It's a bit like akin to, you break up with someone, then you go and you get really drunk and you have a rebound and you just instantly regret it, and it hasn't helped you and it hasn't made you feel any better. And that's not the way to deal with the loss and setback. Number 4, clear vision. A defined strategy with the discipline to adhere to it, even under pressure. A clear vision and strategy that you stick to under pressure. That really is key. And we're going to finish on this. Cultivating the right mindset. A way forward. I think you guys, what you're wanting here when you're listening to this, you're going, well, Martin, what's the way forward? How do I do it? You've told me what not to do. You've told me some examples of how not to do it. You've given me some ideas of what to do. But let's get into it. Okay, here's one. Practice meditation and mindfulness. I have never heard another trader outside of Betfair trading community ever talk about that. And yet I think it's key. Now, if you don't like things like meditation, that's fine. But mindfulness, being aware of what's happening in your brain, being aware of the feelings you have, it's important. It's not namby-pamby girly stuff anymore, right? It's real. Real men do this, okay? And women, if you're listening. But I know that the reason I talk like that is I know 99% of the people who listen to this are male. We know that, right? But these techniques are beneficial in managing stress and fostering focus. Well, that's what you want. So it's important to do this stuff and think about where you're at. Assess yourself every now and then and go, okay, where am I at? Where do I want to be? And how do I get there? Number 2, commit to education. Now, the fact you're watching this video is a fantastic respect to you because you're already making the right steps in committing to your education. Keep doing that. Do the training at betfairtradingcommunity.com. Go and get yourself trained as a trader. You know, if you wanted to do a career and someone said to you, you know, well, what do you want to do? And you go, oh, I want to be an HGV driver. What's the first thing you say to someone? Well, go and get the training, right? Well, it's the same with Betfair trading. Don't have this arrogant view of, oh, I don't need any training, blah, blah, blah. What's training going to help me? Oh, I don't need to pay for a training service. I can just learn by myself, or I can just use kind of a free website. No, come on, guys. We know that. We know that proper training, you need to get in with people, you need to work with people, you need to be talking with people every day, you need to be getting some one-to-one help, which we do. That's how we've got traders to become successful, profitable traders. It's not been a fluke, and we've not, it's not like we've just randomly happened. We planned it, we made pathways, we know how to get people profitable, we just need you to follow the steps. Number 3, network. Engage with peers. Engage with others, talk to others, get on the forum. If you're a member of Betfair Trading Community and you're not on the forum, you are doing yourself a disservice. Go and talk to other successful traders. Go and talk to other people who are learning as well, who aren't successful yet. Get that networking going, and that will improve you as a trader. The next one, number 4, set realistic goals. How many of you will put goals? I must make this target. I must make a grand. I mean, people join and then they say, I must make my membership back this month. And it's like, well, how about you actually train as a trader before you start worrying about making a profit? Because the reality is, once you become profitable, the sky's the limit. So why not actually focus on getting there? Worry less about, I've got to make 30 quid this month. Because at the end of the day, right? If your goal is just to make that profit, you're not really thinking about learning or training. You can have one bet. Look, I can put £100 bet on for you right now and make you 30 quid. Right? I can back a 1.3 shot and it's going to have a 75% plus chance of winning. Right? Statistically. That hasn't really done anything for you. Setting targets doesn't help early on financial targets. Why not set the target of, you know what? I want to be profitable within a year. I want to start having solid strategies within 3 to 4 months. Things like that. Actual tangible goals that make sense. And last but not least, journaling. Write what you're doing. See where you're going wrong. Analyze, feedback. Most professional jobs now have some kind of like support service where you go and talk to someone. Mentoring kind of thing, right? But this is what you need to do with yourself. You need to mentor yourself and go, okay, supervision. You're giving yourself supervision. You're giving yourself feedback. Sometimes you might not like hearing that feedback, but you need to. Okay? So what can you do? Ultimately, what can you do? Well, we make no bones about it. Betfair trading isn't easy. But with the right people around you and the right attitude, you can succeed in it. Anyone can. I've seen people who got no qualifications at school who now make a living Betfair trading. I've seen people who got first class degree honours, who did master's courses, who are now professional traders. Trading does not discriminate, okay? For me, it's broken down into building your own strategy and working on your mindset. And we have given you everything you'll need to be a successful trader with both of them. And that's why you should go and do the training if you haven't already at betfairtradingcommunity.com. I hope you enjoyed that video. We're doing things a bit differently here, as you can see. This has wrapped up my mindset kind of mini series, the 2 videos. Go back and watch the old one if you can. I'll try and put a link in the description if I remember, which is key. If you like this video, if you could please put the word bias in the comments, that will let me know that you've watched the video and enjoyed it. If you could like, comment and subscribe, that would be great. It always helps the channel. But more importantly than anything, I hope you have a great week, and most importantly of all, I hope you make some money trading on Betfair.